She is essential to morning television, the smile that has welcomed people in the United States for over 2 decades. Kelly Ripa is unbeatable, funny, and brilliant. But beneath the laughter came a shocking and terrifying turn, a severe health issue that stopped the cameras from moving and left her husband, Mark Consuelos, her strongest supporter, mute. We have always thought of Kelly and Mark as the perfect couple, companions in every way, in life, in laughter, and in love. However, nothing could have foreseen the heartbreaking moment when their love was tested. When the person who always manages to make everyone smile quits breathing, who steps in? When the man who has supported her through thick and thin decides that the pain is too much, what will happen? Please be patient with me. This is not just a story of joy and sorrow. Their steadfast devotion, persistence, and the depth of their struggle shocked even their closest friends. It began quietly. Kelly, who is normally vivacious and energetic, started to feel weird. A tired smile here, a missed workout there. She denied the charge, telling Mark and her co-host that she was just tired. But however, the changes were noticeable to those closest to her. She squeezed her chest in the unlikely hope that no one was watching. She would lean on the countertops in between takes, and she would spend more nights than usual curled up on the couch in silence rather than laughing with her family. "How are you?" Mark asked. She laughed as usual and said, "I'm fine." But he suspected that something more than simple fatigue was approaching. The night at home was quiet. The children had left, the lights were out, and Kelly went to sleep. A few seconds later, Mark felt a pounding puncture his heart. He ran upstairs and saw Kelly on the floor, pallid and breathing raggedly. He shouted, "Kelly!" and dropped to his knees. He tried to wake her, but her eyelids slipped shut. Having always played it strong on TV, the man now found himself trembling as he entered 911. Mark clutched her hand as paramedics rushed in. He was unable to whisper anymore. "God, if you have to save her life right now." As the ambulance tore through the night, Mark realized that this was more than just fatigue. There was a lot on the line. Mark was yet to arrive at the most challenging step in the procedure. Few had ever seen the broken body of Mark Consuelos in the sterile white hospital, surrounded by mask-wearing doctors and technology. The man known for his strength, charisma, and unflinching command was suddenly upset. He was sitting in a corner of a waiting area with his head buried in his hands and terrors streaming down his face. Those around him heard his trembling, scared words and whispers. "I can't let her leave. I am totally reliant on her." No dramatic scene was present. No script was present. It really was. The truth was clear no matter how hard the doctors tried. Mark was forced to wait as Kelly's body entered a crisis. For a man accustomed to repairing things, being powerless was too much. The burden was intolerable, but he had few alternatives. Kelly's pale-faced and terrified kids ran to the emergency department. The oldest, Michael, initially refused to confess, but then had second thoughts. "When I saw my dad crying, I realized something was off. My dad never cries." Lola clutched to her father and prayed to him in hushed tones. Walken was determined to meet his mother in order to reassure her that she was not alone. "Don't cry, my loves," she said, despite her weakness. "I haven't finished yet." With the same determination that had carried her through decades on live television, she fought on. But fights are rarely simple, and this one was only beginning. Kelly's health was erratic for a few days. In an instant, it went from being steady to crashing. Mark didn't get much sleep. By staying by his side as she slept, he reassured her that life still had meaning, read her fan letters, and reminisced about their early days together. But there was an unforeseen barrier. Her screens were constantly beeping. Nurses hurried into the room and took Mark out. With his palms against the glass, he gazed helplessly through a pane of glass as the doctors worked. By concentrating on answering a single question, he managed to get through the night. It felt like seconds went on forever. As the machines hummed, Mark kept whispering the same desire. "Oh, please, I implore you." When a doctor finally appeared, Mark was both heartbroken and encouraged by what he had to say. Kelly's health improved in spite of everything. As her pulse rate returned to normal, her vital signs improved. "You did it," Mark muttered as he cried into the chair beside her. His face was wet with tears. "You fought." She opened her eyes to find the man she loved waiting for her. Weary, bruised, but uncompromising. She whispered, "I told you I wasn't done yet," with a subtle smile. Although it seemed miraculous, recovering is difficult. The fight ahead for Kelly was far from over. Face therapy for Kelly. Television legend Kelly Ripa has been dealing with a serious health issue that has shocked the country. In a startling turn of events, Kelly and her husband, actor Mark Consuelos, have been the quintessential Hollywood couple. For years, their family has been the epitome of happiness and stability, and their love has consistently inspired others. Fans and friends alike are struggling with the news, though, as recent events have upended their lives. In addition to her immediate family, Kelly's health crisis has shocked her millions of followers that follow her profession. Kelly, who is well known for her contagious enthusiasm on Live with Kelly and Mark, has been conspicuously absent. Kelly's abrupt illness onset turned what appeared to be a routine hosting day into a nightmare, leaving Mark Consuelos clearly disturbed by the unanticipated situation. The public discovered that Kelly's health problems are much more serious than first anticipated, as information about her condition started to surface. Although a full diagnosis has not yet been made by the doctors, it is clear that Kelly's situation is grave. Mark told the media in a statement that he was finding it difficult to accept the seriousness of his wife's condition and that the situation had totally overwhelmed him. "Seeing Kelly like this is something I never imagined," Mark said in an emotional interview. "Even though we've experienced a lot together, this is unique. I'm just trying to maintain my composure for her and her family." Kelly's health crisis has taken a toll on Mark's emotions, especially since Mark is renowned for being a strong and supportive member of their family. His typical self-assured manner has been replaced with worry and dread, and friends and fans have said he's clearly damaged. Having always been the epitome of strength, Mark now finds himself in a strange situation where he must strive to keep their kids' lives somewhat normal while fervently hoping for his wife's recovery. Kelly's fans have been incredibly supportive as she fights her health crisis. Fans have expressed their astonishment and dismay at the news, and social media has been inundated with messages of love, prayer, and encouragement for the pair. People from various walks of life have come together to support Kelly and Mark during this trying time, offering consolation and words of solidarity. Even with all the support, Mark and Kelly's life has been flipped upside down. Kelly has also had to resign from hosting Live with Kelly and Mark due to her unexpected health emergency. With a sad heart, Mark has stepped in to help fill her role. Fans of the iconic afternoon show are eagerly awaiting updates on Kelly's condition, since the couple's absence has created a hole. Trying not to cry, Mark said, "I've never felt more helpless in my life. All I want is to see Kelly healthy again, but right now it's also uncertain." The couple has stated that they are taking things day by day as Kelly fights for her recovery. During this extremely difficult time, their family and close friends have been there to support them, offering any support they can. Even though the future is still up in the air, the couple's love for one another is stronger than ever. Fans have been compelled to reevaluate the often glossy lives of celebrities. Behind the scenes, many people deal with hardships, medical emergencies, and unfathomable moments of fear. In addition to being a personal struggle, Kelly and Mark's health crisis has brought their supporters together in a common sense of concern and hope. As the world looks on, Kelly Ripa and Mark Consuelos continue to rely on one another for support as they work through this challenging time in their lives. Millions of people have been moved by their love story, and it is clear that their relationship will endure no matter how Kelly's medical condition turns out. As they continue to struggle against uncertainty, the only thing anyone can do at this time is to support them with love and prayers.